Hey guys. Okay, so for this video we're going to be doing how to keep a healthy relationship, like a friendship. This probably leans more towards people who are in like a long-term best friendship, but it could work for any friendship too. But yeah, so first we're going to say
find time for each other, but not too much. Communication is key. Have trust. Leave the friendship between you two. Ask for advice if needed. Accept each other for who you are, and positive arguments.
Alrighty. So the first thing we're going to talk about is finding time for each other. So finding time for each other in long-term friendship is...
It's like, okay, so like, say you have all these friends and they're going to some movies and stuff. I wouldn't really count that as time for each other, because you don't want to count time for each other like you two and then a lot of other people. You want time for just you two to hang out and like see how each other actually are and stuff like that. So you two just go to the movie, or you two just go to the mall, or something like that.
Yeah, we're not saying don't hang out with other people. We're just saying find separate times, like so that you can
guys can bond with each other.
How you guys act around each other, because when you become closer to somebody, you are going to start acting like them. Like, that's just how it is. You're going to start acting like each other. And it's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing, but you have to, like, learn how to...
just be okay with it.
Be okay with it, yeah. Like, people talk about how, like, with me, it's really annoying. Like, people are always like, you're whitewashed. You act like a white girl and stuff like that. Well, my best friend's white, my mom's white, stepdad's white.
And then I get called, you act like you're black.
Yeah, it's just how it ended up. Like, you just have to accept it, because friendship means more to me than what other people have to say. So you just have to learn to find time for each other and embrace each other.
Okay, the next one is finding time for each other, but not too much time together. So that's like saying you don't want to be like so stuck on each other. You guys spend a week together. Like, so me and her have a trip coming up, Nevada. So we're being careful with how much time we spend together, because we don't want to get sick and tired of each other before the trip. You don't want to hang out with your friend, best friend, every single weekend, because eventually you're going to get sick and tired of them, and that relationship is out of the window because you guys spent too much time together.
Yeah, like, me and Maddie spend probably too much time together already,
but
even though we're monitoring it.
Yeah, the thing is though that we've been together for we've been best friends for a really long time, so it's not like a fresh relationship that we're starting off with, just bulging in time. Like, it's not like that. So
also, once you spend too much time together, that's when the fights start to happen, because you're annoyed. Like, you're just annoyed. Like, it happens to everyone, not just friends. Like, if you're with your mom for too long, if you're with your dad for too long, if you're with your family for too long, you just need a break from people. Like, it's not bad.
So yeah.
Alrighty, next, in a friendship, communication is key.
And that's true. Me
and Maddie went through this pretty much because I am a very closed person emotionally. So if something's bothering me, I'm not going to say it. Like,
she just holds it in.
And like, I'm just not going to say it, because I think
it will go away.
It will go away. It will get better. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just picking at things. Like, I never think that things are a big enough deal to speak up about it. And honestly, it is, because it adds up in the end. Like, if something that she does annoys me, I need to tell her, because if I don't tell her, how is she going to know? Then I'm going to get mad at her, and then she's going to get mad at me, because how is she supposed to know? Like, it's just a big snowball.
Communicate with your friend, best friend, any friends, honestly, because you don't know where that relationship's going to be one day. So if it does end up being stronger, then it would just be better to start off with communication from the start and be used to that, instead of having to work through it like we did. So just have it with all your friends, even if you guys aren't great friends. Just have communication.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, you need to be able to own up to what you did. Like, if something is wrong in your relationship, ask your friend, what personality traits about me
should I change?
Or should I change? And you have to be able to
do it.
Accept it.
Yeah, don't be like, and if you do it, you need to go into that question with an open mind. You need to be able to take what they're saying without getting defensive. Like, that's very common, like, that happens in friendships. they get defensive about things. So just take it and put it into consideration.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in a friendship, you have to have the ability to
trust each other.
Trust someone. Like, all these teenagers these days seem to think they have such a big problem with trusting people because they've just been hurt so bad in the past. No, honey. Just because one friend stabbed you in the back doesn't mean every person you meet is going to stab you in the back. Just because one boyfriend broke up with you because, I don't know, because he did, doesn't mean that every other guy is going to break up with you. Like, you just have to learn to get over that. Not everybody is out to get you, especially if they're trying to be your friend. Like, you just have to learn to be able to trust your friend to go hang out with somebody else and know that they're still going to be your friend when they come back. They're not going to talk about you. Like, yeah. You have to be able to trust them. Sometimes that doesn't work out, though. So still be careful.
Okay, the next one's leave the friendship between you two. You do not want to involve, like, me and her tried adding a third person to our whole friendship thing. This is what happens. So me and her are best friends since 5th grade. We're going on the 10th. So we have a pretty strong relationship that we've built up. Then we try adding this, oh, she's so funny, yeah, let's go hang out with her. We keep hanging out with her. We keep hanging out with her more and more. So it's like she's our third best friend, you know. It never works out. Never. That person ends up getting jealous of ours or something like that.
Especially when it's only 3 people. So one person's always going to, like, end up getting left out because you can't always, like, your parents aren't always down to letting you do it with 3 people. So like, this what happens. They end up getting left out and stuff like that, and it just turns into problems. It really does. So just keep it between you two. And also what can happen is not only do they get jealous of us, you know, we could get jealous that, say, TR's been hanging out with so-and-so, so I get jealous, or even the other way around. It's just you it's all
two.
bad, like, because I've lost, like, some really, like, close friends. You know how you have close friends and then you have best friends? Like, I've lost some close friends because of that. And then, or our friendship has been, like, ruined, like, it will never be the same again because of that. And I don't know. I don't want to say it's not worth it, but it's just...
We're not saying don't have other close friends, but if you were really happy with having one best friend, then you'd be fine and not have to try to be close to anybody else.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, so we have, what do you mean we'll just wing it? Not do it?
So the next thing we have is advice. Ask for advice.
Ask for advice. Okay.
Don't forget to ask advice from your mom and your dad.
Okay, so we're not saying ask for advice from go to school and be like, counselor, my friend doesn't want to be my friend. No, you just sound dumb.
Everybody knows that the counselors at school don't care. Like, I mean, I guess they do, but it's different because they don't understand where you're coming from. And they're not going to give you the advice that you're looking for, in my opinion. At least that is how it is in our school. So,
we're not speaking for everybody. That's just how it is for us. Like, you may go to your counselor, actually, and you
may
enjoy
like it.
Yeah.
But the counselors at our school are just not very good, so I don't prefer to go to the counselor. I prefer to talk to my mom,
dad,
talk to her parents,
something like that.
Some other figure that's older than you, that is wiser than you, that's experienced teenage years, because
yeah, so that's all we have for advice.
Bye. The next big thing in having a positive relationship is accepting the person that you're trying to incorporate a relationship with for who they are.
And what we mean by that is you may not like everything the person's done in the past or what they're going to do, or you may not accept the choices they're going to make, but you're not going to like every single thing they do, but you have to accept them for who they are. You can give them your advice about it, you can give them what you think they should do, but you can't expect them to do what they just said. You do expect them to put it, when they're thinking about it, put that into consideration, but you cannot expect them to do it. So you just have to accept them for who they are and except for the choices they make, because they're gonna obviously make the ones they think is best for them. So
yeah, and you can't be like nitpicky about what you want or need, because I find that girls, when they're trying to like build a relationship or a friendship or something, I guess this leans more towards relationships, but it could be for friendship too. Girls really like pick things out, and I like him, but his hair, or I like him, but you remember his last girlfriend? Like, you just have to
let it
go and be willing to look past it, because odds are the person who you're trying to make a friendship with is just trying to start a new chapter in their life, so you have to let what they did before go.
So yeah. Our last one is positive arguments, the juiciest one of all, so it's saved for last.
I think this is like the most important thing that people need to learn when creating a friendship or a relationship, because everybody argues and everybody fights, but everybody does it the wrong way. Like,
you need a, like, when it's not an argument, it's a coming to a conclusion.
Yeah, you're not trying to win, you're not trying to have
argument.
the last word, you're not trying to beat him or her, you're just trying to find a solution to the problem that you guys have come to. Like, and when you're arguing with somebody, think of what you're doing wrong and not try and tell them what they're doing wrong.
So like when me and her argue, for example, I'm not like, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. I'm saying, I did this, and I should have done this. And if I do say something that's like her, I'll be like, well, when you did this, it made me feel like this. Maybe next time you can do this. I'm not saying.
Don't say, well, that really pissed me off when you said da 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 da. So yeah, don't talk to me. Like, don't be like that. Just say, that hurt my feelings when you said that the friends I choose suck. Next time you can tell me in a nicer way. Like, you have to say what they did in a nice way, tell them a way that they can fix it, and tell them why it hurt you.
And if you guys were, like, if you and your friend needed to, give it a day to think about it, because you do not want to go into the argument or conclusion on a negative mind, because if you are, you're going to sit there and pick out everything they did, exactly what you're not supposed to do. So give it a day or something, give it a rest, and then think about it, and then you're going to go in saying what you did wrong. So that whole time, don't think negative that whole day, like, yeah, this just really pissed me off. No, don't do that.
And also, this is something that I'm really weak with, and probably her too, but it's just not as much, because recently something happened with one of our other friends, and I think we kind of went about it kind of the wrong way, because we didn't want to talk to her, but we didn't let her know that we didn't want to talk to her and that we needed time to like think about it. So we left her thinking that we didn't even want to be friends with her anymore, when in fact we did. We just needed time to think about the situation.
So even if you don't want to talk to them, you can still not talk to them, but let them know what you're doing instead of doing it without them knowing what you're doing. Yeah, they're going to get the wrong misinterpretation or whatever.
Yeah, the worst feeling ever is thinking that somebody's not going to be your friend again. And like, because when you're in like a dark place and you're just like sad about everything, you're just like, you just think they're never going to be your friend again, but really they are. And if you're on the other side, like the person who's not talking to the other person, then you need to just let them know that you just need time to think, and it's not that you don't want to be their friend anymore.
Because if anything, you want to be a good friend and give them one less thing to stress about when they are in that position.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not that you need space, but it's also that the other person needs space too, but they just don't know it. So
yeah,
just be the bigger person, and that's how you keep a healthy relationship.
Thanks for watching.